I'm attorney Cesar Gavidia, and I'm here with attorney Victor Pena. And what we'd like to discuss with you today are appeals. And appeals are a big part of our practice, appeals in disability insurance cases specifically. And we're going to discuss with you the importance of these appeals, why it's important to hire an attorney to handle these appeals, and basically what needs to go into these appeals, what's important to submit as part of your administrative appeal with a disability insurance company. Now, Victor, we've handled hundreds, if not thousands, of appeals with all the big disability insurance companies. What is so important about an appeal, and why would you recommend someone to hire us or a disability insurance attorney to handle an appeal for them?
Well, for one, especially when you're talking about an ERISA appeal, it's required. So ERISA is, they require you to submit appeals in order to, number one, preserve your rights to any legal remedies. And number two, they're very important because it's your last chance to really strengthen your claim. A lot of people don't know this, but you don't have to wait until after you've exhausted your appeals to contact an attorney. Some people, I get calls all the time, people saying, look, do I have to wait until I do my appeal and then contact you if it's denied? Sometimes the insurance company will mislead them to think that they have to exhaust their appeals and then contact an attorney. It's not true. In fact, we really stress the importance of contacting an attorney up front because of the importance of these appeals.
Right. And I'm sure you get this. I get claimants who call and they say, well, isn't it just a letter that I need to write, just telling them that I'm appealing, or I've already written a letter telling them that I'm appealing. Why is that such a dangerous thing to do, and why would the claimant not want to just simply write a letter to the insurance company as soon as they get, because that's the first impulse that usually someone has is, well, I need to tell the insurance company I'm appealing. It says right here they give me time to appeal. I better let them know right away. Why should they not do that?
For one, a simple letter just stating that I want to appeal this decision is very rarely going to be enough to convince the insurance company to overturn or change their decision. The appeal has to be very detailed. Because like I mentioned earlier, if the appeal is denied, assuming you have no other appeals available, your administrative record at that point is closed. And so if you wait to contact us after they've denied your appeal, we're pretty much stuck with the record as it is. There's nothing more that we can do at that point to strengthen your case. Your appeal is really your last chance to strengthen your case, introduce any additional support you may have, and just really make that case as strong as possible.
So when you say that the record is closed, what does that mean? I mean, the next step is usually going to court. So what does that mean when the record's closed, and how does that impact later on if that person wants to challenge their decision in federal court?
Well, what I'm referring to is the administrative record, and in most cases, once that appeal is exhausted, at least as it relates to any support with regard to your disability, you can't introduce anything more. So what happens is once that appeal is denied and you file a lawsuit, it's basically limited to a review of that administrative record. A judge would be reviewing that file, just that paper file. You would not have the opportunity to testify. You wouldn't even have the benefit of a jury. You couldn't go up in front of the judge and state your case. A lot of people, they confuse it with Social Security claims, because in Social Security claims you would have that opportunity, but in ERISA cases you don't. You couldn't have any of your doctors testify. You couldn't introduce any additional witnesses. Nothing like that. It's basically just a review of that paper file.
The paper file. You're just as disabled as you appear in that record, right?
Exactly.
So the insurance company wants you to act, abruptly, impulsively, submit a letter, and so they could look at it, deny it, say, you didn't provide really anything convincing, anything additional that's going to make us change our decision. Now, if you want to challenge us, take us to court, and they know at that point that, hey, they've got a winning case because that person didn't really submit anything additional, and the administrative record is really not adequately supported, right?
Right.
All right. So if you find yourself in a situation where your disability insurance carrier has denied your claim or terminated your benefits after paying you for some time, and they've informed you that you can submit an appeal to them, we urge you to call us. We can discuss your options and go over what you should be doing.